Just a few months ago, I was so excited about my new X-T5 and I was ready to explore the camera, explore the photography that I can do with it. And also after coming from X100V, I was really happy to get back to interchangeable lens camera. But now I am ready to say my bittersweet goodbye to the whole Fuji system, and I don't know if I will get back to it in the future. So, what happened? Hey, my name is Sergio, and today I'm gonna talk about why I'm planning on moving on from Fujifilm system to something else. It's a hard choice for me because I switched to Fuji a while ago. At the time I was using Sony system. I got the latest camera, the latest gear, the great lenses, but that camera felt wrong. Even though I had all the gear, all the possibilities to do the best photography there, I just felt uninspired and unmotivated to shoot that camera, which is a great deal for me because it means I cannot take pictures as I want. So after Sony, I switched to Fujifilm and I've been very happy with it. I've owned a good dozen of different Fujifilm cameras. To mention some of them, I've used X-T30, X-H1, X-T3, X-Pro 1, X100 the original one, X100V, X-Pro 3, XM1, as well as even the Instax camera like Mini 90 and Instax Wide 300. And these are all the cameras I've actually owned, but I've held in my hands basically every model Fuji came up with in the recent years. But no matter what camera I've owned, I knew that I am owning a camera from a brand that does not really take this race in the best specs competition or market share. It was all about the shooting experience, the photography process, and the people behind the camera. And again, no matter what model of Fuji I've had before, I like the design, I like the bodies and the lenses, the Kaizen philosophy of firmware updates, and I really like the idea that basically all the newest cameras in Fuji lineup were more or less the same in terms of specs. You can just choose the body style of a camera you prefer, and it wouldn't mean that you will sacrifice the specs because all the specs across the model ranges are the same. You just pick the best shooting style for you and you can go shoot. You won't have to buy a camera style that you don't like just because they are the best specs. Unfortunately, Fuji recently changed the vector of their movement into the future with the camera and business as a whole. I see more and more cameras and lenses I really don't care about, and I see less and less gear that would actually get me up and going, get me excited and motivated. I see less and less of that. I can't really think about any truly inspiring and interesting products that I would buy from Fuji, besides something that people have been asking for a long time, like the recently announced XF8mm 3.5. People have been asking for it for a long time, especially me. I've been waiting for it, but they gave us only now because there's a vlogger camera and they decided to finally produce this lens just because it would be a good pairing with a vlogger camera like XS20. At the same time, earlier this year, I got a really good deal on my X100V just in the middle of all this X100V craze, and I sold it off with all the accompanying accessories I have for it, but I was left without a camera and I had an upcoming trip to Emirates, so I had to get my hands on some camera to take pictures there. And so that was the main reason why I got X-T5. I wanted it to be my main camera all-rounder. Yeah, in terms of handling and quality, X-T5 wasn't nearly as good as even X-T3, which was a downer, but it was what it was, and I thought that maybe, because of all the specs, like the new battery, new sensor and everything, this would be an acceptable trade-off for that camera. After a few months of usage, my verdict is mainly that it's mostly overhyped, over-specced, and probably overpriced camera for what it is. Yes, I thought that I would be able to accept all the disadvantages of it. The more I shot it, the more it reminded me of the same Sony camera. And Fuji X-T5 really started to resemble that kind of camera. So I had my old feelings that I had about the Sony camera system coming up again. I love Fuji. I love Fuji for what they did in the past. And to be completely honest, I totally understand their standpoint as a business right now. I understand what they're doing. I understand that they want to get more people, more market share. They want to get the products that would fit most people. But on the other hand, I am the end user and I'm not really that much of a fanboy to just blindly accept every product from Fuji. I think I've said it before, like I've been using Fuji cameras because nobody else did it really. And if there is a camera brand that would come up with some camera that would be better than Fuji, I would switch no problem, because all I care about is the camera that fits me, fits my style and makes me feel good. And yeah, maybe it's just bad timing after the virus. They have to play it safe and do the popular camera models first. Maybe Fuji really changed. Or maybe it's me who changed. But whatever it is, the change has to come, and for better or worse, it will happen. And you know, gear doesn't really matter. So no matter what I shoot, the photography comes from me, not from my gear. So as long as I take the photographs I like, it doesn't matter for me what camera I shoot. And yeah, right now I'm not really inspired by Fuji products, but who knows, maybe in the future they will come up again with some creative camera, a creative idea, maybe some lenses. Yeah, sure, and I truly believe that they can. It's really up to them. All they really need to do is just to listen to people who've been using their cameras from the very beginning, before all the hype and influencers. But hey, let's finish on a positive note. I'm pretty sure that this decision of mine is pretty sad, but at the same time, it's really exciting because it marks the beginning of a new journey for me. I'm feeling down leaving Fujifilm after using it for so long, but I'm also excited for the new challenges, new gear, new exciting photos I can take. So what are your thoughts? Are you planning to switch too? How do you feel about the current state of Fuji system? Drop a line below in the comments, hit like and subscribe, and until the next one, bye.